One of the ideas I had was that maybe during the Second World War there was damage to some of the castles in the military things that were happening. Well, going a little bit further back, I found this photo, and it turned out that this exactly really looks like the same shape of the hill in the painting again, if we have a look. Very similar, this high, unique, flat top hill, okay? And it turned out that this is the castle. And the name of the castle, it turns out, is Drachenfells Castle. It's the castle where the story of a dragon that was slain. Dragon, fells, was fallen, slain. And this is a painting of a famous story, the Drachenfells story, and it's actually a book. And if we look at this map, I had been in where the Drachenfells Castle is. It's over here. It's on the Rhine River. And myself, I had been in my journey, not too far away. I'd actually been in Frankfurt, which was around here, and in Bavaria and Munich, which is right around here. So I was traveling around the right area. I just didn't get to see the castle. I should have taken a trip down the Rhine. Maybe I would have seen it. And here is a painting by another author, another artist, and we see just the two spires of the Drachenfels Castle. So once I found out that this was the castle, I was very happy, and I continued to put that into the book, Create a Painting for the Young Artist. And I enjoy, now today, what I basically do is I give workshops for helping artists of all ages learn how to paint and how to be creative. In addition, let me show another painting. In addition to the creative pastel painting that I like to do, I also do painting in Chinese watercolors of what's called bamboo Chinese brush paintings. And I give courses here in Wethersfield and in Glastonbury right now in adult education, but also wherever I have an opportunity to get an offer to give a course, all ages, youngsters, adults, senior citizens. I give courses on painting either Chinese watercolor brush or pastel paintings. And I wanted to read a little bit about the courses. So, creative pastel painting. Learning to paint is easier than you think. With creativity specialist and author of the book, Creative Painting for the Young Artist. Learn the secrets of thinking, seeing, and being creative just like an artist. Develop an artistic mode of seeing. The course will include creative artistic techniques like artist statements, journaling for ideas, creating interest, being in the mood for art, sketching, composition, perspective, focal point, line strokes, color values, all made simple. Learn to critique a painting. The student will complete a pastel painting that they will be proud to hang up. Now, the idea was that I found out that a lot of people who go to art classes, they're asked to just like sit back and look at a shoe and start to draw the shoe. And what happens is that in these free classes, there are people who think that they can't do it, and they drop out. And one of the ideas I found out by working with students who have learning challenges, I used to work with students who have attention deficit disorder, and I wrote a book, Being Control, Natural Techniques for Increasing Your Potential and Creativity for Success in School. When I work with people with learning challenges, I found out that it's about teaching different techniques and letting them get the small picture versus the big picture. And as I mentioned, one of the things I talked about was working with handwriting. And we have in the book the handwriting, and that goes along with the idea of the painting, because in the book itself of creative painting, I added ideas about handwriting. And the ideas of improving your handwriting and vice versa is that if you think and see like an artist, you can improve your handwriting. And the two go together. If you know how to paint, your handwriting will also improve. And some of the things I talked about in improving your handwriting are keeping all letters, having uniformity, keeping the letters the same height, keeping equal distance between the letters and words, writing on the line, not above or below it, keep letters in the same direction, how to hold the paper so that won't slide, and when you're writing, also how not to have too strong of a grip. So it's about all the little things that you need to have to add it all together to get a better handwriting. So I combined the two, the handwriting with the art. Now, as far as the bamboo painting, how I got into that, well, Chinese bamboo brush painting, the bamboo is said to represent China, strong but also flexible. Chinese brush painting is meant to be more than a representation of an object. It is also a symbolic expression. Painting the leaves and stem, but never the whole plant, bamboo painting is all about the beauty of line. You will be amazed at all the different qualities of line you can achieve with just one brush, simply by changing the angle and pressure with which you hold the brush. Chinese bamboo brush painting lessons include brush stroke techniques, brushes used, Chinese ink, using rice paper composition, and space. And that's a very relaxing thing and a fun thing to do. And many people who do the Chinese brush painting, they say because they think it's easy, but in reality, there's a lot of technique involved. But yes, it is easy. You can learn to do that in a minimal of sessions. And I enjoy it, and whoever does it becomes really hooked on that sort of thing. Now, another thing that happened over the years, because I was an artist, is I also wanted to show that I developed my own technique for teaching students how to be artists, a shortcut, especially for students who don't know how to draw. They like pastel paintings because it's colorful. You're using a pastel chalk and on a pigment, and it's a lot of fun. Reminds you of when you were a kid. But a lot of people really have a problem drawing. So one of the things I did, and I think this is very unique, I took the pastel paper and I took a photo, and the photo I printed on top of the pastel paper. And in the end, you just draw with pastel over the photo. So you're not really having to draw using the photo as a base, but it's not on photographic paper because that won't soak in the pigment from the pastel. So I put that on pastel paper and I was able to print that in the printer. And here's an example of a painting. Now this is not my photo in this case because this is one of the very first ones that I did, and I actually like this photo. It's of a door in Greece, but what you see is not the photo. What you see is pure painting on top of the photo. And another example, this one actually, the photo I took, it's of a city, an old Nabatean city in the desert of Israel called the Negev, and it's called Advat, A-D-V-A-T. And it's sort of like Jerash in Jordan. And again, I took the photo and I printed it on pastel paper, and this is what I got in the end. And you can really get into fine detail without even knowing how to draw. And you have the fun of painting without having to draw it, and it still comes out beautiful. Maybe there's a little bit less of the creative technique, but for artists who are starting, it's a lot of fun. At least they get a very nice painting, and it is a painting because the photo is underneath, but it is a painting on top. And part of the idea how I had that is because I noticed really good artists in pastel, what they're doing is they're using watercolors underneath the pastel. So it's called what's called mixed media. and they're putting the watercolor under the pastel. Then they're drawing with pastel above the watercolor. And this is giving a certain see-through, shine, mixed media technique, and it has a really, really beautiful effect. And I think I captured that with actually doing the photos and then painting on top of that. Well, that's about what I have to say for the book Creative Painting for the Young Artist, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks, Doug.